Whoever sees this and subscribes right now will get a free career. Hey, after Drake's battle with Kendrick, there's definitely one available. So I've seen some chatter on the wonderful, wild world of the internet that people and the internet is tired of Kendrick Lamar and this single that has absolutely turned into a cultural phenomenon, has been a pillar of hip-hop history, a battle that will be talked about for years from now. People have the audacity to say that they are tired of hearing Not Like Us. Well, I think that's a small sample size of people who are taking those polls, because all you have to do is go look at the music video for Not Like Us. People saying that Kendrick is milking it. I hope you like your 2%, because in 2 days it's at over 29 million views. The internet has spoken, and you suck. All you have to do is go outside and just listen to what cars are playing as they drive past. Like I said, PG, East Coast is doing nothing but blaring and celebrating the West Coast right now. This has brought people together. This has brought gang affiliations together. Every color uniting under one banner. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, the impact that this has. And we're going to be talking about this again for months, for years to come. Now, you guys know I did a breakdown of the music video. I was catching some things like the ceiling fan, he a fan, he a fan. There are a number of other Easter eggs that I pointed out in the comment section. You guys helped me as well, but I thought, you know what? You have been asking me to do more of a deep dive into this, to talk about the impact and the Easter eggs that Kendrick has left, because the devil is in the details, and there are a lot in this video. So I thought we'd start by jumping into hidden meanings behind Kendrick Lamar, and then we'll give some more ourselves.
Kendrick's music video for Not Like Us is full of layered disses towards Drake, like this scene of him with an owl in a cage, referencing Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, implying that Drake should stick to singing over rapping, with the owl representing Drake since it's OVO's logo, and also implying Drake should be locked up for all the PDF file allegations that Kendrick talks about on the song. He's even playing hopscotch, a game that little girls play, in the scene where he says the A minor line, and dropping the video on the 4th of July, a day celebrating American independence, after doing the pop-out.
That is one thing that we didn't talk about. Obviously, we talked about the owl in the cage, Drake being behind bars, and hello PDF files. Let's see if you can convert and open that one up. But July 4th, Drake being Canadian, dropping it on July 4th, American Independence Day. Listen, you can say what you want, but rap culture and American hip-hop culture, birthed, grown in NYC, spread out from there. You could see why he would drop it on the 4th and really make a statement to Drake when all these allegations about him being an outsider, a culture vulture within it. Well, let's drop it on a day celebrating American independence. There was no coincidence on that, just like when he did his Juneteenth concert and made a bigger statement for black culture and the black community then, and also in relation to Drake.
That Kendrick talks about on the song. He's even playing hopscotch, a game that little girls play, in the
I mean, that was diabolical, the hopscotch
scene where he says the A minor line, and dropping the video on the 4th of July, a day celebrating American independence, after doing the pop-out show on Juneteenth, proves that he planned the whole aftermath of the beef out. Continuing his point about Drake being not like us, an outsider to American rap culture, something he puts on full display when he brings out all of LA to Compton to chant this diss with him throughout the video. It especially fits with him calling Drake a colonizer, since the 4th of July was when America got freed from being a British colony. Kendrick uses LA rapper and celebrity friends throughout his pop-out concert to show the heritage and history that he comes from, that Drake tries to imitate by associating with Atlanta artists, but just can't really replicate. And some of the stars that showed up in the show made an appearance in the video to double down on that point, from Mustard, who opened for him, to DeMar DeRozan, who he name dropped on the song since he went
Mustard with the Toronto hat,
to play for the Toronto Raptors, Drake's hometown team, but eventually came back home to the US and made an appearance on stage during the live performance of Not Like Us. Tommy the Clown, who also performed a set before Mustard at the show, is a dancer raised in South Central LA who was legendary for inventing the form of dancing called clowning, a huge inspiration behind crumping, in response to the Rodney King riots in 1992. His movement was meant to be a healthy alternative to LA kids getting into drugs or crime, and those values reflect Kendrick's emphasis on art being a way to represent and heal communities rather than imitate them. He featured members of TDE and Black Hippie, from Schoolboy Q to J-Rock to Absol to Top Dog, Punch, and Musso, and the video is 5 minutes and 55 seconds long. We all know Kendrick is always really specific with his numbers, and throughout his seasons on Degrassi, Drake was always spotted wearing 555 Soul. He recreated this video of him doing push-ups in Compton from his burner Instagram page, which he also referenced in his video for N95, a scene that Drake made fun of with his drop and give me 50 hook on the diss push-ups. Kendrick later flipped this diss against Drake on Meet the Gram, saying that he would be a better father to Adonis because he'd teach him to do push-ups and build discipline instead of taking Ozempic for weight loss. Even the fact that he did push-ups in public as a celebrity in a random park in Compton was a statement about how much his city loves him and how safe he is there, something that he's saying Drake will never have in a historical center of hip-hop like LA. He also does exactly 17 push-ups. He won 17 Grammys, and he's also saying Drake doesn't want anything over 17. The pictures
That's a big one. You guys counted that, and you were all in my comment section flooding when I said, how many push-ups did he do? Because I didn't go back and count. I said, that's significant, though. How many did he drop and give? He gave 17 push-ups. Oh, no. What type of chord is he striking again on the minor?
Off the wall in this room that has studio speakers in it, which references Drake saying, he made direct references to some of Drake's disses.
Hang on, bring that back.
Drake want anything over 17. The pictures are off the wall in this room that has studio.
I mean, that was diabolical, this video showing Millie Bobby Brown.
Speakers in it, which references Drake saying, he made direct references to some of Drake's disses on Family Matters, specifically about him domestically abusing Whitney, and Dave Free being the father of his son. With these scenes of posing and dancing with Whitney and his children, right when he says the Family Matters line. And the fact that Dave Free directed the video. Whitney's even wearing a...
And Dave Free, hang on, he just showed it.
His children, right when he says the Family Matters line. And the fact that...
I was busy geeking out, and I missed that Dave Free cameo in the video right there, which was important. But also, let's bring it back. We might as well talk about this diabolical scene right here, right? It's a family moment. Like we said, we're all coming together. It's cute. He's teaching his kids how to dance on Drake's grave. Whitney is there. But what's Whitney wearing? Whitney's wearing a wife beater. Think about the allegations from Drake against Kendrick and the beating lines. How does Kendrick clap back? Well, he shows Whitney, and Whitney's dancing in a wife beater. That's not accidental. That is diabolical.
And the fact that Dave Free directed the video. Whitney's even wearing a wife beater, directly referencing these allegations. Something
Ridiculous.
that I don't really feel like she'd do if they're...
Obviously, I haven't watched this video because I'm jumping ahead with my analysis if I just had some patience.
He references the vignette type shot in Family Matters with this scene.
Yes.
And has this guy behind him in a ski mask representing Drake from his Dark Lane demo tapes.
Dark Lane demo tapes, the shiesty mask. I thought it was similar, but I couldn't think at the time because, again, I do these on the spot moments and breakdowns, don't I? And I just, sometimes I can't think quick enough when I have to get it out. Otherwise, you guys are going to lose interest. Like, that's the pressure. I pause. I have to articulate myself quickly, collect my thoughts, do it within a few seconds span, and then move on to the next one, then move on to the next one, and rinse and repeat.
Family Matters with this scene.
But that is diabolical.
Has this guy behind him.
I also saw a comment saying as he got pulled away here, like the Stranger Things type of thing that I said, Millie Bobby Brown, Stranger
in a
Things.
Ski mask representing Drake from his Dark Lane demo tapes album cover. In this scene, Drake is trying to catch up to Kendrick, but gets swept away right when he says the boogeyman line. And Kendrick is standing next to a guy with a Compton hat on, representing how him having his city by his side is why Drake will never catch up. He smacks the shit out of this owl pinata in some scenes, another reference to an activity little kids do at birthday parties, while also visually representing the beatdown that he's saying he gave Drake in this beef. And at the very beginning of the video, he gives us a snippet of a song with a Not Like Us type flow, potentially teasing either a remix or a preview of a song from his next album. This
I like his preview of a song from the next album.
It also references...
He likes to connect timelines and narratives throughout, and he's great at that. This is why his albums are just experiences and amazing projects, because there's just this synergy throughout and this connection of his albums. Like, he has themes that continue throughout in sound clips and snippets that he'll just take and use and reuse throughout the album, and it really feels like holistic projects and experiences. He really thinks things through. He's very methodical in how he works. So yeah, definitely see this setting up for later on.
Potentially teasing either a remix or a preview of a song from his next album. The snippet also references Kamasi Washington, a saxophone player from LA who is featured on To Pimp a Butterfly, hinting that his next album
I caught that
might have some of the same jazz influences that this album was famous for. He also references The Blueprint by Jay-Z in a line about IP or intellectual property, which is...
listen, just because he used Blueprint doesn't mean you have to take Blueprint and go, that's Jay-Z album. There's no other line around it to connect to Jay-Z and shouting out Jay-Z. No, he means about Drake and the ghostwriters in the Blueprint. That's what that is reaching. I'm calling a whistle on that one.
For. He also references The Blueprint by Jay-Z in a line about IP or intellectual property, which is kind of a response to Drake saying that he had to drop and give his label 50%, implying that what he's trying to build with PG Lang, his own label, is going to give him more control over his own music, just like Jay-Z with Rockefeller Records. This video actually reminded me a lot of the video for Alright, with the huge crowds of Compton natives singing along to Kendrick, and the music video for that also started with another song first. I don't know if this was a coincidence, but his fit looked mad similar to the guy from this viral video, who has a lot of the same hating energy as Kendrick on Euphoria. Let me know if you thought this music video lived up to the hype. It got 5 million views in 4 hours, and it's looking like it might be Kendrick's biggest video of all time. And for more context on this song, watch my breakdown here. Let me know what I missed down below, and as always, thanks for watching.
One thing he didn't talk about and point out, which I was waiting for, was to see about the containers. Obviously, we know the very darker implications of the containers and some of those allegations for human trafficking and what's in the containers and what's going on there. I mean, again, There's just layers and details. You go back and you rewatch the video, and that's what good art is to me. And you're catching things that you constantly miss and just picking up on things later on. And that's what Kendrick gives you. And as we have broken down this beef, look, I went into it. Remember, like, you could just watch my reactions, and you literally can watch probably as my energy and attitude kind of shifts in my breakdowns, because I started and you're all excited, like with Drake's drops and everything. And he's like, yeah, this is a diss track season. This is dope from Drake. But then as the battle started to carry on, you start to really see the difference. And obviously, as an artist myself and someone who sits here and breaks these things down, is lucky enough to have this platform, right? I appreciate the artistry of Kendrick Lamar. And I think Drake, while great at writing hits, while amazing at doing numbers and singles and just being a fucking hit factory, I think over time, the longer this beef went on, the more you got to see the differences between the true artistry of Kendrick Lamar and some of the weaknesses to the artistry of Drake. And I think that's ultimately where Drake got let down and some of his tactical moves blew up and backfired in his face. And then you start just to see the methodical nature and the devil within the details of Kendrick Lamar. And it's just like there was just a little bit more there that started to shine through as it continued and carried on from there. Let's see if there's some other references too. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I mentioned it on my video in the comment section, but if you look at the text for Not Like Us, it looks very similar to the font from Drake's Honestly Nevermind, which I think is fitting because it's one of the albums that he got so much hate for and critique of, and it felt like an Honestly Nevermind moment. So Kendrick taking that and using that font was just another little detail and little flip against Drake. I'm just going to read through some of these comments and shout out you guys. Also the dancers, let me put y'all on game, and they were all taking a knee as if on a team. We're teamed up against you, Drake. That's clever. Knox Hill, the date, 8/8/2024, stitch on the lapel of K-Dot's blue black jacket. Is that a new song releasing? A new album? We will see. Not too far away. That's a dope Easter egg if so. The stainless steel room where Tommy and the dancers are. I was trying to think the symbolism of this, and this could make sense, is a morgue. Easy cleanup. Could make sense there. I've also seen a comment about the steel room and the dancers, and when Kendrick's in the corner, like there's moments of acting like robots, sort of. And, you know, one of the things that got brought in later was paying for streams and bots and botting comments. So it'd be interesting if that's one of the references there too. All shipping containers have a label that starts with CB1. Cell Block 1. Bars, gotta catch them all. Also, during the Pass the Bible scene, the girl is wearing a belt made of gang do-rags tied together. That is one of the things that you saw with the colors and the themes. You had obviously the red, white, and blue, American colors, Independence Day dropping it, but also the significance of the red being the Bloods, the blue being the Crips, and just like Kendrick's show of bringing these different colors together and having this unity, in this case, celebrating a funeral service. This is one I would love to pick Kendrick's brain over to see if this holds some weight here. You missed him riding in the black Ferrari with red seats. It's a Drake lyric from Ransom. Me and Wheezy, like mouthful of hot peppers, black Ferrari with red seats. I call it playing checkers. That's nasty. And then there's this one, which could just be the cherry on top of it all in terms of the thought process. Remember I pointed out the fan and the scene of them dancing together. What's crazy too is the lens choice. Whitney and the kids are dancing as if to make it seem like a security cam is spying on them. Yeah, it's definitely got that like security footage, just fisheye perspective and lens. And listen, I wouldn't put it past Kendrick. The amount of thought that goes into, like I said, the production, the lyricism, the visuals, the lens choice, the outfit choice, the way things are set up and portrayed and done. We're going to be just dissecting this for months to come. This was just another crazy one from Kendrick. And listen, those of you saying, oh, he dropped it too late, I can't believe he waited this long. Hey, listen, are you going to complain? Look at the numbers that it's doing. He's obviously doing something right. Kendrick, throughout this battle, and Kendrick, throughout the existence of his career, operates on Kendrick time. He doesn't give a shit about the here and now and ADD generation of social media that just expects things today and forgets about them tomorrow. Kendrick is a true artist who exists in a world of timelessness, Welcome to his multiverse. I mean, he absolutely Thanos snapped Drake out of existence, and yeah, we'll see what's next with the album. But what do you guys think? Is there anything else that we missed in terms of this breakdown? Please comment down below. Add to it. We are a breakdown channel after all. Thank you as always for being here, for showing love, for supporting with everything that I'm going through. You know that I appreciate you guys. I love you. Stay safe. Also, go copy your hats, your shirts, your hoodies, your merch. It really, really does go a long way. Support the brand. Get the word out there. I love you guys. I'll catch you again in the next video.